So for those that don't know the full story, Autotrader have now got this reserve button on all of their listings. The call now button's now gone on the app, and it's now been replaced with a reserve button. This has been something that's been going on for a while. They've been testing it and it's proven to be successful. That button up until Monday has been optional. From Monday onwards, it's going to be compulsory to have that on your adverts. And this is where it's caused a massive uproar in the car trade world. The issue with that button is when a customer clicks reserve now, they pay £99, which goes into a Stripe account. The dealer doesn't get that £99. The car then is unavailable to buy for the public, and the customer has got up to 21 days to fulfill that deal. Traders understandably are fuming about this. So when I got wind of this situation, I thought, well, if this is the case, I can't support this. I can't afford to have cars coming off the net, funding them cars, sitting around. I want cars in and out as quickly as possible. I want quick turnaround. Customers also, they do change their mind. They'll reserve a car and they'll get to day 11 and think, you know what, I've changed my mind. I don't want it no more. I don't want a red one anymore. I want a black one or whatever. As a company, as a business, we don't accept deposits on any cars until you've seen the car. We have people ringing up saying, I want to come buy that car. I'm going to come down Saturday and buy it. Can I just give you a deposit now and you hold it for me until Saturday? The answer is no. We don't take deposits. Once you've seen the car, we can then take some form of payment, but up until that point, we don't take deposits. I uploaded a video on Sunday to say that this is ridiculous. Like, they're charging a 0.25% fee on additional also to deals that go through that system. So when a customer hits reserve and they fulfill that deal, 0.25% of the overall amount of money is then charged to the dealer additional to their original monthly cost, which dealers are already annoyed about. Now, my biggest fear is we've seen Uber control taxi drivers, yeah? We've seen Just Eat destroy the restaurant market. We've seen Amazon take business away from the high street. In fact, there is no high street anymore. So I will do everything in my power to ensure that Autotrader do not do the same to car dealerships in the UK. This system that they're seemingly trying to bring into play, in my eyes, is a stepping stone into beginning that journey. Whilst they're trying to take money out of the overall transaction, they are no longer just a classifieds, they're trying to be a part of the deal. If that continues to happen and we allow that to happen, it will become a bigger and bigger problem, and they will then control more and more of our business as used car dealers. So for me personally, this thing here is my biggest problem. This was going to be the video where I say I am handing my notice in. I've had enough. On Monday this week, I come to work and the first thing I've done is I called Autotrader. And I said to him, listen, and the guy that I spoke to had seen my video. He's like,
yeah, and I can see that you're annoyed.
I said, look, I do intend on handing my notice in. This issue, I just don't agree with it. I'm not supportive of it whatsoever. I've just spoken to him again this morning, by the way. Can you confirm Autotrader are not going to be charging, as of Monday the 17th going forward, a 0.25% charge when a customer completes a sale via the Reserve Now button, which is known as Deal Builder? He said,
no.
The Reserve button is compulsory. Can you confirm this? That it is compulsory? He said, yes. But if the customer clicks the Reserve button, can the dealer, myself, undo that? Can I say to the customer, do you know what, I'm not selling you the car, have your money back, I want to put the car back up for sale. When you've seen it, you can come and have a look at it and pay a deposit at that point. Can I do that? He said, yes, you can do that. That is not going to be going into place on Monday either. Are there anything within these new terms that I'm bound by on Monday that are going to negatively impact my business? He said,
no.
I said, can you send me anything that I might be concerned about within your terms? Because I want to know, are there any significant changes? He's just sent me an email this morning. He said, I'm not expecting you to read through all of these T's and C's that have been updated on Monday. But basically within the T's and C's, which I would assume why dealers are angry, is in the terms, it says Deal Builder is automatically included for all used car and van advertisers as a central part of advertising, and therefore it is not possible to opt out, meaning it is compulsory to have that button on your adverts. But if you can unwind the deal, and if you're not being charged 0.25%, and if this 21-day thing is no longer a threat to you because you can just stop it, then in my eyes, I am happy to not go ahead and cancel. But when a customer hits that reserve button, I am going to be pretty much on every single one of them saying, no, not happy, don't want your money, If you want to come and have a look at it, come and have a look at it. I have actually had a negative experience with that. With this does come weight from my side. So if I could have the choice, which I wish I could have the choice, I would just remove that. But I don't think it's going to be too much of a drama. It does give us some extra work, perhaps, but I can see some positives, right? If a customer hits reserve, that car's now sold on the net. Other customers then see the car, and we've actually had this happen at our dealership already. Other customers see the car, oh, I wanted to buy that car, is it sold? Well, no, it's not sold. Someone's clicked the reserve button, which we don't take seriously because they haven't seen the car yet. So therefore we can give that money back to them and you can come and buy it. Brilliant. That customer then acts on impulse and buys that car. It's a sale done. That has actually happened. On the negative side, what we have had happen in recent times is someone's hit that reserve button. We didn't know nothing about it. They've come down to look at the car because they've reserved it and the car's not on site. We're like, well, who are you? I'm the guy that hit reserve. Sorry, the car's not here, you're gonna have to come back another day. We got a 1-star review because of that. Reverting back to this group, which my friend Ibby has created, and he's doing a very, very good job of it. And I've spoken to Ibby and he's angry about the situation. And I actually haven't spoken to him since I spoke to Autotrader on Monday to say that this issue that we were concerned about, that everyone's handing their notice in for, it doesn't appear to be as much of an issue anymore. Everyone appears to be angry about a second problem with Autotrader. And that second problem is actually a problem that's been going on for a long time. And that issue is the overall cost of Autotrader. It is a lot of money, which brings me back to my original point in my video on Sunday, is greed. Autotrader, their greed level was increased. It's ridiculous, it's too much money. And that amount of money, I believe, is fueled by greed. But they hold the power. And for as long as they hold the power, they will probably do everything in their power to get away with feeding that greed. If you look within the group, people's concerns are, if I cancel my Autotrader, this is a very common concern, what do I do next month? What am I going to do about marketing my cars? Yes, I can go to Car Gurus, eBay, Car and Classic, Piston Heads, but are they going to fulfill the traffic that we've lost by not having Autotrader? And the answer to that is no. But whilst doing that, what they're doing is showing Autotrader that we actually care more about money than you do. Autotrader, I reckon, don't care too much about money this month. They don't care too much about money next month. They've got absolutely loads of money. Now there is something that everyone could do that would literally do more than stick a thorn in their side. It would cause a huge problem. But it would appear that tactic isn't apparent to everyone. The issue, I feel, is you've done the hard bit. You've got all of these people together. Everyone's fueled up with anger and fire and they want to do something about it. But you're going to get potentially, best case scenario, a short-term solution with a company that are playing a long-term game. You might get a gain this month, next month, the month after, but as we all know, Autotrader raise their prices year on year, and the previous year, I believe, was in the region of about 8%. Now, if they lose a little bit this month, next month, between now and April, when they intend on putting their prices up, I'm sure that they will intend on making up for that loss, whether that be in April or the following April. Their long-term plan will always be making money. And extending further on that point, what are you going to do? So if you get a benefit today, a financial gain, and it goes in your favor, which I hope it does, because this is amazing. I'm seeing all this unity and it's lovely, it's empowering, and I'm proud of every single one of them people that have got together and made this impact in Autotrader's offices, because I know full well that they are definitely panicking today. But your long-term plan, it can't be every 12 months or every couple of years, stamp your feet, throw your toys out the pram, get a reaction, get a brief reduction, and then this happens again and it comes back to square one. That is not a solution. That is not a long-term solution. You need to come up with a long-term plan. I've got what I feel is a long-term plan. We'll get onto that shortly. Just ignore it. I've actually had loads of dealers ringing me this morning. My phone has not stopped because lots of people want to know what I'm doing. And I was going to do a little post within that group, but I want to let this happen. I do not want to influence people what they want to do, because I am always supportive of or on side with people rolling with how they feel. And if your feeling today is, I want to hand my notice in, then go for it. I just look at everything like problem and solution. I say it all the time. The problem is the cost of Autotrader, right? If they lose money next month, their 12-month game plan might change to 24 months, and over the next 24 months, that loss that they make next month, they'll make up for it. They will always win, because whilst they've got this power, then they will always maintain control.
In fact, I just come across this post from within the dealer group that says you cannot reason with a tiger when your head is in its mouth. And I'll prove this point further later in the video when we see the Autotrader CEO's Nathan Coe's reaction to everyone cancelling.
So your goal needs to be making Autotrader less relevant and less important. I look at other ways that I can market my cars. I have put massive effort and energy into social media. It is so good. Like, I can't stress it enough how important social media is. And the way that I get better value out of my Autotrader advertising is I put myself on social media. Throughout this whole video, you lot, subconsciously, you don't realise it, but my Binker logo's on my t-shirt, and that is stamped into your mind. And I'm getting millions and millions of views, not just on this platform, but across all platforms. And that brand is constantly in your mind. Now, if you thought today, I want to buy a Citroen C1, yeah, for example, Calvin just films nothing but BMW M3s and M4s and M5s and that type of thing. He loves a German sports car. When you're buying your daughter a Citroen C1 or a Fiat 500, you don't think of Calvin, because he doesn't actually film videos on Fiat 500s and Citroen C1s. What you do is you go to Autotrader, because currently, annoyingly guys, that is the go-to place to look for cars for sale. You will go on there and you'll be scrolling through and you'll see a Fiat 500 advertised at Binker. I've seen that logo before. I reckon that's that Calvin guy on YouTube. I'm gonna ring that one. Our conversion on our adverts on Autotrader is far higher than most other people's, because our brand is massive. And our brand isn't massive because I pump loads of money into marketing. It's because I put such a big effort into social media. Lots of people look at social media as a bit of a mission. People want instant results. You put your car on Autotrader today, you put your Fiat 500 on there today, you will get calls. Maybe not instantly, maybe not immediately, but you'll get instant activity. You'll get clicks to your website, you'll get a bit, maybe an inquiry, an email inquiry. If you price it right, you'll get an email inquiry and so on. But the bottom line is you will get instant results. If you film a video and put that in your TikTok today that you've just opened and you've just started, and you film a video, hi, my name's Jim Bob, I've just had this Fiat 500 come in, blah, 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 low mileage, price right, get no views, it's demoralising, it's long. Be patient, work at it, take it from me. I've actually considered doing, like, I've got a school, a car dealer university on the school, where I actually don't do it anymore because it's time consuming. But lots of dealers are on there that want to learn about the car trade. I thought about converting that into a car dealer university, of teaching people how to do social media within their car dealership, because I've done it, I've mastered it. I say I've mastered it, that's a bit of a bold term. I've done a great job of it and it works so well, trust me. A byproduct of having a good social media as a car dealer is also having a good presence on classifieds websites. We're on eBay, Piston Heads, we put the odd one on Car and Classic if we've got car relevant to that. Everywhere going. I don't think we're on Car Gurus though. I actually don't think, which maybe we need to look at. But anyway, Autotrader as well, yeah? If you sit downstairs in our reception, the majority of our phone calls, in fact, the majority of our phone calls are, hi, I've seen Calvin on social media, I've got a car to sell. They are extremely valuable phone calls. It's always in the buy-in. I say that a lot. Buy right, and then these bills won't be so much of a stress to you. Other benefits of social media is it generates its own revenue, you're promoting your business, you then get sponsors. In fact, whilst we're on the subject of sponsors, I think that's a perfect opportunity to throw in a sponsor of this video, which is Car Vertical. They're actually the main sponsor of my channel, and we use them ourselves on Enter Reg. I'll show you that shortly. So we use them as a dealership and I promote them on my channel. So this Fiat 500X here, KM65 CVP. This is a car that's advertised on Enter Reg and on our Binker website. And if we click over to Car Vertical, this is the report here. It's all green ticks. Obviously, that's what you're looking for. No issues with the mileage, no issues with finance, no previous damage, never been stolen before, and it's got a couple of other ones there, safety and emissions. It actually gives you a Car Vertical score. This is like a feature that they're testing at the minute. I get on really well with them, one, because we've got a great relationship, but two, because we've got a lot in common. They're building this automotive software, and it's a really, really interesting conversation. So they're testing this new feature at the minute, which is, you can see Car Vertical score 85 out of 100. It's just giving you a quality score of the check that you've just done. KM65 tells you at the top there it's petrol 2015, basic stuff really. But the real important one got 2 owners from new, which is important, is all of this stuff here, the mileage, finance, no previous damage. If there is a car that's damaged, in fact, I'll show you like an example on screen now, that car would have an amber flag, and then if you click into it, you'll see details of that accident. So you obviously want to see that when you're buying a used car. We use them, like I said, as a dealership with every single car that we buy. Got a mileage graph there as well, just showing that the mileage is nice and consistent. Really, really good platform, and gives you all the data that you need to give you confidence when buying a used car. We use them as a dealership. I use them on the channel all the time. And then recently, again, this is a feature that we've just recently put into Enter Reg. You can see this is the listing from a private seller. By the way, if you're a private seller, you want to advertise your car for free, you can do it on Enter Reg. This car has got his Land Rover Disco 5 up for sale, £32,000, 31,995. Lovely looking car. He's got that photograph, done a great job with his photos as well, by the way. Really, really important that you do that. He's cleaned his car as well before he's done his photos. But that aside, if you scroll down at the bottom here, we've added in download your full report. Really, really important that you do your checks, because it gives you absolute peace of mind when buying a used car. So I will link Car Vertical in the description below. Use my code CCD to get 20% off. Problem solution, right? Your problem today is the cost of your Autotrader package. Again, I'm going to remind you, I agree with you. It's a large amount of money, to the point where it is actually crippling businesses. And I don't actually believe the directors or whoever's above the world of Autotrader fully appreciate the stress and the pressure that car dealers in the UK are under at the minute. It is so tough. Buying is tough. I just mentioned the blessing that I've got. My phone's ringing all the time. People want to sell me cars. Great. They come here. Like, we literally don't go out anywhere. They come to us. They sell their cars here, buy cars of private sellers. We meet them. They're supportive. They're on side. They're offering us good cars. It's out of respect as well. They want to support our business. It's great. Most dealers are going on online auctions and buying cars. I'm not saying it's a bad way to buy cars, but you're fighting against all these other dealers. You're paying a premium for these cars. You're getting them back, and then it's likely that you discover that there's something wrong with that car that you didn't actually know about. More cost comes involved. Then you've got rising rent, rising business rates, rising electricity bills, staff costs, minimum wage has gone up. Not only has minimum wage gone up, but then their minimum wage staff members, their bills have gone up. So their money's gone up at work, but then they're still not happy, because the amount of money they're earning actually isn't enough to cover their bills. So then that pressure comes onto you as a director, and you're like, I'm trying my absolute best to buy right, to sell right, and then we're getting to selling as well, consumer rights. As social media evolves, consumers are getting, I say, more knowledgeable. They've always had the knowledge, but it's just like they just expect, well, this car's gone wrong and you are liable for this problem. So therefore, the dealers are now getting the problems of this consumer. They're not always right. I said they're not always right. They're usually not right. They're saying, I bought this car 5 months ago, it's just had a problem, you've got to fix it. It doesn't quite work like that. All of this pressure is on the dealers, right? And naturally, the dealers look at their biggest bill, which is their Autotrader package, and it's a crazy amount of money. By all these dealers getting together, they're going to be, it's nearly 11:30 now, they're going to be coming together in the next half an hour, and they're going to be handing their notice in, and I hope that they get the response that they're asking for. But it just feels like this issue of Deal Builder, the Reserve Now button, that sparked this fire. We now acknowledge that that's no longer an interest. By the way, this is getting an interest from the news. We've seen articles online. This has become pretty big. Autotrader's share prices have dropped quite significantly over the last 7 days. The issue has again reverted back to the monthly cost of Autotrader. And I just don't know if Autotrader listens today, and we will conclude this by the end of this video, if they, all these people handing their notice, they're going to get a reaction of some kind, whether it be, sorry, we're not doing anything as a reaction, or, do you know what, we've listened to you and we're sympathetic towards your situation, we're going to reduce the price. If Autotrader said to me today, Calvin, we've listened to all of the anger amongst car dealers and we've decided that we're going to reduce our bill by 10%. I think that would be quite a nice gesture. My bill at the minute is about 13 grand a month, I think, plus VAT. Might not be quite as much as that. £12,000, but either way, it's about 1,200 quid off my bill. 1,200 quid in my business next month ain't gonna change nothing. So me, as a dealer, I look at alternatives. I've just mentioned social media, right? I'm looking at now, I've just mentioned Car Gurus. I'm not on Car Gurus. Maybe I need to jump on there. Now let's talk about what I feel like could potentially be the biggest solution to this problem.
Now, I don't know if it's a case of good karma, stars aligning, I don't know what it is, but this feels like it's happened at quite a good time.
In the background, as I mentioned in my recent video, I've been building my platform enterreg.com. This is a platform that we've built ourselves as a family in-house, and we've been using it for many, many years as a dealership at Binker. The motive with enterreg is to build a community, a car dealer DMS, the ability to make your own website, trade to trade, an all-in-one car dealer package. And over previous months, as I mentioned, we've added the ability or the functionality of us being a classifieds website, because I see a massive demand. It's something for everyone, and I think it could be incredible. Where I'm going to be different with my classifieds website is it's going to be more social media focused, because I feel like that there is massive. Perhaps Autotrader aren't doing that so much. They're doing a great job of their own channels. Like Rory Reid is actually a friend of mine. He does his YouTube channel. I say his YouTube channel, their YouTube channel. They do a great job. They do car reviews and so on. If I could educate people about how to be a car dealer, sorry, not how to be a car dealer, how to do social media as a car dealership, how to present yourself on your social media platforms with your cars behind you, selling cars on social media, and incorporate that within my platform. I feel like that platform, with me as the backbone, the core of that platform, I feel like that platform has huge potential. I've also got other ideas for that platform. For example, things like AI and ChatGPT. Like, people are currently going on their phone and typing in, find me a dealership in Milton Keynes that has a Ford Fiesta up for sale, and it will give you results. I see this as a solution, right? I see this as a good way of me spending my time, money, and energy. It's not an instant overnight solution. It's not gonna happen now. It might be a competitor to Autotrader. It might just be an alternative to Autotrader. It's got the potential of being bigger, but that's a nice bit of competition for us and for them. I am so passionate about being the person that helps car dealers that I have spent more money on that platform than I have my own dealership. To build that platform today, you couldn't do it for £1 million. If I could have £1 million sat in stock out there, I'd have a far better car dealership today. Yeah, I'd be earning far more money out of my car dealership today than I would this platform. But I believe so much in that platform, and I believe there's such a big gap and big opportunity for car dealers coming together that platform to me is more of a priority than my own car dealership. But for me, where I am probably different to most people, where I didn't actually used to have this as a quality when I was younger, is I'm patient. And I've worked at this, me and my brothers have worked at this platform for years, and we haven't stopped, and we're constantly developing it. The reason why it's not quite where I want it to be is because it costs a lot of money. Now, I put a post up the other day and to say that this is a potential solution to this problem. And we had about 100 dealers sign up. And I'm saying to you, there's a potential solution here. There you go for it. But it ain't gonna be an instant overnight solution, but you can go for it. 100 dealers, 3,000 dealers want to stamp their feet, throw their toys out their pram and get an instant result today. I get it. You've got an opportunity here to potentially grow something and create the solution to your problem. If I had 1,000 dealers sign up, and this is not the motive for this video, but as I say this, I'm thinking if I had 1,000 dealers sign up, 1,200 dealers, the ones that are going to be handing their notice in today, in half hour. If those 1,200 dealers come to me and said, Calvin, we're going to give you £500 next month, I'm going to sign up to your highest package, it's £500 a month, right? I'd have £600,000 to play with next month. I would do nothing but good with that money. My motive would be you lot as car dealers. The problem, I think, or one of the problems, is you're giving your money to people that aren't prioritising you as dealers. Their priority, seemingly, is greed. They want more money for themselves. You can see it if you Google Autotrader's profits year on year, turnover, whatever, you see it increasing year by year, going up by sort of 7-8%. It increases year on year. They're doing a great job. They're doing a great job. I want to talk about the word responsibility, because as a human, we are all responsible for our own problems. And today, a lot of dealers have got the problem where they want more profit out of their business. I've also got that problem, yeah? I say problem, I want more profit out of of course I do. I want to buy and sell more cars, I want happier staff, I want to pay everyone more money, I want Binker to be the happiest place possible. I've got building work going on today because we're doing works at Binker that I feel is going to positively impact the conversion of sales. We've recently rebranded, we've recently done a new website which is also hosted on ADVERTISE, and we're doing everything we can. In fact, photos. We've started experimenting with different ideas for photos, and I'll put an example on the screen now of what we're trying to achieve, and just little ideas that are going to help the conversion of sales at Binker. I'm doing everything in my power to hold myself responsible for the performance of my business. Since doing the video the other day, obviously me and my brothers have had lots of discussions about where are we going with ADVERTISE now and what is the plan with it. Something that we have considered that I've actually not done anything about is social media paid ads. That's definitely a great way to go. Well, for as long as TikTok algorithms are growing and they're getting better and they're improving them all the time, the attention span, because we all know it, yeah, we're going on social media, so many of us are sucked in by TikTok. They're doing such a good job of their algorithm putting the relevant things in front of you that has so much value to us as dealers. And if you can pay to tap into that audience further, which you obviously can with TikTok and social media platforms, then that there is a massive opportunity. If someone's shopping around on the market today for a nearly new Range Rover Sport and you've got one advertised and you do a TikTok paid ad video and you set it up relevant to attack and find the relevant audience, it will find that audience and that TikTok ad will sell that car. Again, taking responsibility for my product. I know it's long, and you've got to be patient, but that there is a great direction to go in to get more sales at your dealership. I am looking at that with ADVERTISE. I'm also with ADVERTISE. I've listened to feedback. So we posted that video the other day. At the point of uploading that video, our classifieds website wasn't yet live. Let me make that clear, because I didn't make that clear in the video. People going on there saying, yeah, but it hasn't got this, hasn't got that. You're right. A lot of the things that it didn't have weren't supposed to be there on the day that video went live. That video just went live perhaps too soon, but it was the heat of the moment, right? One of the main feedbacks is filters not being good. Autotrader have got a great filter system. You go on there, make, model, and it seems basic, but it's very, very good, and it works really well, and it's what the consumers are used to. So when a customer goes on there, make, model, blah, 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 and they find the exact car that they want, well, that there has got a cookie, and that cookie will be tracked, and TikTok will pick up that cookie and put an ad in front of that person with your car that is for sale. Went off track slightly there. Coming back to that, which is a great, great for conversion. Coming back to that journey, we listen to that, we are fully aware of it, and we are working to add better filters into our platform. Another big request was an app. Very, very big request. I'm going to come straight back to money. Money is, to build an app today, it's going to cost a lot of money. It's something that we really want to do, but there's priorities. And an app today is not a priority. Growth is a priority, and an app, I feel, is a bit of a luxury. When that time comes when we can afford to do an app, we will do it, and it won't just be a luxury, it will improve and increase conversion. But today the priority is creating more functionality and adapting to the demand of the market. When the video went live, we had just shy of 2,000 cars listed on our platform, right? Which, compare that to Autotrader, they have 450,000 cars advertised. So the market share that we have as a classifieds website is pretty much non-existent. But in fairness, they are all private sellers offering their cars to dealers, because the classifieds website has not yet gone live. I'm hoping that by the time this video goes live, the classified side of ADVERTISE does go live, and dealers that we've got on there now, we can start getting their cars on there, and that number will increase from 2,000 to whatever it is. So I'm excited about that.
Like, when you compare sales from when you first started out, was it social media back then? I don't really know.
No.
So what was the sales look like compared to then and now with all this sort of technology?
Yeah, no, Miles just mentioned a good point there. How has business changed as car dealers since, back from when we started? And wait there a minute, let me just grab something. This here is how it started, yeah? And this for me is why I am a big fan of Autotrader. I have got so many memories of back in the day, and I'd buy one of these magazines, and I'd go there and I'd look at the sports car section, right? And right here in this sports car section, by the way, this Autotrader mag, 27th of March, 1997, right? There's a Mondeo on the front of it. This is what marketing used to look like, and there was the place to be. In fact, we're not going to go for, we'll go for a Nova SR. That car there, 1985 B Reg, 1,400 quid. Just real nice, old school, traditional marketing, black and white pictures. There's not multiple pictures, really, really basic. But they done a great job, Autotrader did, of getting that magazine out to the masses. And by the way, for those that don't know, I'm sure a lot of you dealers do know, the way that they got them photos into this magazine is they'd go out, they'd send cameramen and women out to dealerships and they'd photograph them cars individually. Private sellers could call Autotrader and say, can you send someone out to photograph my car? And they'd come out, they'd photograph it, take the photos back to Autotrader, and they'd make a listing. You give them the listing and they'd make that listing for you. That was their process to market. That wasn't mine because I wasn't around as a dealer in that time, but that was the way that dealers like myself would have marketed their cars. That then evolves obviously to become a website, and that was about the time when I think we started about 15 years ago, and we used to, even at that point, put cars on the side of the roads. For sale, 995 or nearest offer, mobile number. That used to work. Then road tax issues and people used to damage the cars. That then stopped. Autotrader then slowly gained more and more of the market as this online classifieds website. When I started, I didn't have social media, but do you know what? It didn't matter because the place to go to buy and sell a car was Autotrader. There was no We Buy Any Car. We set up the car buying shop, as a lot of you know, was just your local high street car buyer. People used to come in and say, what do you do? They didn't even know what it was. It was a new concept. So we set that up with buying cars from private sellers and uploading them to Autotrader. The profit then was great. Business was really, really good. Luckily, at that point, when we had the car buying shop, I started doing social media. And again, I've done it because it was fun. It was an area of the world that was growing, but I just enjoyed it and I liked it. I liked showing people the cars that I'd bought, and I just used to like showing my day-to-day life. I still enjoy it now. Luckily, I did do that, and that grew. And as the market became more complicated, my social media grew, and it proved to be a real important, significant part of our business. The point I'm getting to is Autotrader, back then, there was Exchange and Mark, to be fair, but they were nowhere near as bold, if you like, or they didn't have as much of the market as Autotrader did. But today, Autotrader, although they're growing year on year, there's lots more alternatives. And as social media is growing and it's capturing more and more of all of our attention, the more obvious place for us to be is on social media, which is why, if anything, going back to these people in this group saying, what am I going to do? You're basically showing Autotrader that you're worried. You're showing Autotrader, what am I going to do next month? My car's going to come from the net. You need a solution. You need to transition into something. You need a plan. Like, you're going to save yourself $5,000 next month. What are you doing with that $5,000? Are you going to employ a social media presenter? Are you going to get a cameraman? Are you going to get an editor? Are you going to start doing paid ads? Google ads, that's another thing. Wait, what are you doing? Don't just cancel Autotrader. Have a plan. I say that, but then I get that people are probably just doing it to get a reaction, and I really hope that they get the right reaction and they get a reduction on their Autotrader bill. But I just don't believe that a brief reduction, like I say, 10%, maybe as much as 20%, I don't feel like that's the overall problem with the car trade right now. I feel like we can create a solution, which I intend on doing, and I will link Enter Reg in the description below for anyone that wants to join, because the more support that I get for that platform, the more results you'll see on that platform. It won't be instant. You will need to be patient, but I will do an incredible job of it, and your money is better off with somebody who's not greedy than it is with someone that is greedy. My priority is car dealers, and I've proven that by taking money out of my stock and putting it into this platform that doesn't make me any money. I want to make that platform amazing, and I'm gonna do it regardless. Some people watching this right now will think, do you know what? I'm getting on board with this guy right now. I've watched him for years. He is on it. Other people will sit back and think, oh, you kind of need to prove yourself to people. And if you're one of them people that do not have belief in the future of this platform right now, that's fine. You will be on board at some point. I guarantee it. And at some point you'll be hearing it. Everyone's on Enter Edge. Everyone's advertising their cars on Enter Edge. They're doing all this stuff for social media. They've got presenters on there. They're educating people how to do social media. It's not even that much money. People are getting sales. The return on investment's actually really, really good. That will happen. And I am on a quest to make that happen. And I will do it, and I will do a good job of it. And for now, I just know that I need to be patient. If I had millions of pounds today in my bank, which I don't have, unfortunately, I would make it happen a lot faster. But you never know, off the back of this video, I might suddenly have a few million quid in my bank that I can make it happen very, very quickly. But if you want to do something instantly today, whilst not spending too much money, that's one option. Another option is getting yourself on social media, put yourself on camera and get on it. Other options are TikTok ads, but you're gonna have to film them for social media, and Google ads. There's alternatives. Autotrader, I actually don't think they care. I think they've got so much bloody money in their bank that you couldn't even imagine, and that money is their power. To be fair, yeah, handing in your notice in December, that's a great time to hand your notice in because your activity is going to be lower in general. But if your priority is saving money, if that's your absolute priority, then that might cost you your business. You need to spend money to get a return. You need to get yourself out there. The internet is like, as we grow, as business grows, as the world develops, our businesses are, I say, going more and more online. It's gone more and more online. Get yourself a better online presence. Get yourself on social media. Do yourself better adverts. Do yourself better photos. Get a nicer website on enteredge.com. Do as much as you can on social media. Do as much as you can with your online presence as you possibly can, and you should bring a better return and a better profit within your business. Autotrader, especially for someone new, especially not just new, but even small. A lot of these traders, I sort of get the feeling they're smaller traders. Autotrader is really, really good. It is good. You just got to look for ways of increasing viewers and increasing traffic to your car dealership to get yourself more sales. Like, that's your ultimate goal. You're a businessman. That's what you are. You're a bloody business. Bring people to your business in any way you can. Use this as an option. I know it's an expensive option. I know everyone's straight away feeling like I'm having a debate with someone in the comments. Yeah, but it's expensive and it's crazy and I can't afford it. I know it's expensive, but look at other avenues. Don't just pay money and just expect a return. Put some work into it. I know it's a mission. It's hard work. You've got to try and do paid ads. Get yourself on Google, the homepage of Google. Buy a used Honda Civic. You come up there. Look, I don't currently do that personally because I don't actually need to. I say I don't need to. Of course I bloody need to. I need to pull my finger out my bum and get on it and make that happen because that is going to bring me more sales. And I think that's what I say all the time. Problem solution. Recognise your problems, be aware of your problems and be responsible for your problems, because whilst you've got that in your head that I am responsible for this problem, you will, without a doubt, create a solution to that problem. Yeah? Do what you can to make Autotrader, your business, less dependent on Autotrader. You can do that. But right now, your business is fully dependent on them because you're putting all your eggs into that one basket. Just had to order food. So, food ordered, food break, 11:59 just ticked past. In fact, just out of curiosity, I'm going to jump in the group to see what the feedback is. Respect to everyone doing this, man. Honestly, it is amazing. It looks like Ibby's gone live. Sending all the emails. Everyone sent their emails. So let's hope that they get the reaction that they're looking for. My plan, I am still, all these years later, working on that platform. All of my people that support EnterEdge currently, thank you all so much. Without you, it wouldn't be where it is today. It has come on leaps and bounds, especially in the last, we've actually just took on a couple of new developers and they're amazing, but it's done nothing but get better, and the place it's at now, it will only snowball. Obviously, off the back of this situation, we've achieved a little bit more traction, and that will do nothing but provide more positive for us as a business. And my plan with Enter Reg is to do exactly what we've done with Planet Dreams, keep reinvesting the money and grow it. I don't want no money out of Planet Dreams, and I do not want any money out of Enter Reg. I just want to prioritize and grow my platforms. So that is a massive part of my plan. And on that journey, there'll be a lot of car dealers, like the ones that are currently on there at the minute, that will get the benefits off of that success. So if you're a car dealer and you're watching this and you are not on board, go and sign up. If you sign up for a £9.99 a month package, yeah, I appreciate you've got on board and it's quite cool. And you can upload your cars manually on there. But the more you put into that pot, because that is literally what it is, it's a pot of money, a pot of nothing at the minute that needs money. The more you put into that pot, the more we can do, yeah? I'm leaving that up to you. I don't care. I'm not greedy. I am not about me and money. My money is not my priority. Growth is my priority. And I will grow regardless, all right? And it's up to you if you want to be on board with that journey. Something else that I haven't mentioned is feeds, because a lot of people have asked about how does the journey look on me signing up to Enter Reg. You sign up. If you use our DMS, you can feed out to Autotrader and you can feed out to our classifieds website on Enter Reg. So you can upload your cars as a dealer, providing you're using our DMS, onto our classifieds website. I promote that myself currently. If you want to buy a car, you're a consumer, go to enterreg.com, find your dream car or your next car at enterreg.com. The more revenue I get, the more I can market that, which will of course put more eyes on your adverts. If you have your own DMS, for example, Car Dealer 5, who I'm friends with, I used to use them myself, they're brilliant. I actually need to speak to Car Dealer 5. One of my priorities this week is call Car Dealer 5. So I'm going to call them and have a chat with them about getting a feed from their website over to Enter Reg, using us as a marketing platform. But there are other DMS platforms out there, and we are going to work to make that a possibility to link with them so they can upload their cars onto Enter Reg. So yes, you can immediately get your cars on there, you can manually upload them, or your other alternative is sign up to Enter Reg as a DMS, use it as a stock management system. You can manage your stock on there, do your VAT, your accountant can log in, all that sort of stuff, value cars, buy cars from traders, buy cars from private sellers. You can do all of that within the platform, and you can now advertise cars on our classifieds website, which at this point of filming isn't yet live, but I'm hoping by the time this video goes live, it will be live. I think that's everything. Before we go, or before we upload this video, we are going to conclude how well Ibby and the gang got on with their sort of protest with Autotrader. Let's hope it's a positive result, and I'll add that in to the end of this video. But guys, thanks for watching. It was a little bit of an extension to my Autotrader rant that we put in that video, but a lot's changed in my mind since that video went live, and I still feel like greed is a big part of it, but I'd be still, do you know what, I say that, I could be convinced otherwise. Maybe I should try and get a sit down chat with someone high up in Autotrader, and would they even do that? Tell me their game plan. They ain't gonna do that. So for me to sit here and say, I think you're greedy, who knows? It's just a feeling, all right? I'll link Car Vertical below, code CCD to get 20% off. Don't forget to do that. If you're a car dealer, they do actually do trade packages as well, which you can get a discounted rate. They've got a trade side, definitely check that out. Consumers, you just go to Car Vertical website link, use my link, which is in the description below. I usually pin it as a comment as well. Enter Reg below. If you're a private seller, you want to upload your car for free, do that. We've got a couple of thousand on there at the minute, private sellers. And if you're a dealer, you want to get on board, obviously link below. Let's now conclude the whole situation with their battle with Autotrader.
So since filming this video, what has actually changed? A large number of dealers have successfully handed in their notice to either cancel or reduce the size of their package with Autotrader. And since doing that, Car Dealer Magazine have done a sit-down podcast with CEO of Autotrader, Nathan Coe, with the thumbnail words being, "We're sorry," and the title of the video, Autotrader CEO apologises for Deal Builder.
I guess when we look back, it turns out that perhaps we went a little bit too quickly, and that's caused some retailers to be confused. Combined with some of the stories last week, there's a bit of misinformation out there, and it's left retailers, it's not just necessarily the group of retailers within those groups or that have posted cancellations. I think we're just as concerned for all retailers, because a whole bunch of them that are on the product or looking to go on the product or interested in the product are kind of saying, well, hang on, what's this? This isn't what I thought was the case. So we've had to get around. I mean, and for that, I'm sorry, actually. I really we're here to do a good job by retailers. That's what we pride ourselves on. It was one of my biggest priorities when I was the CEO. So to have caused that confusion and retailers' angst, I am really sorry about that. And I think it is that, probably moving too fast. And then some of the communications, it is a kind of complicated product. And when you combine those two things together, a product that's quite a big change and it rolls out to a lot of retailers, perhaps it's definitely understandable why some retailers have said, well, hang on, what is this all about?
So he's sorry for the misunderstanding amongst dealers. He's not sorry for this deal builder coming into play. So the question then in your mind is, I haven't actually watched this whole podcast, but the question then in your mind is, so is he then going to undo deal builder? Because sorry, that didn't seem like a very sincere sorry.
I mean, and for that, I am sorry, actually.
If you're sorry, what are you doing about it? Are you going to undo it? The next statement answers that question.
Rolling back Deal Builder isn't something that we're going to do. We're very convinced that it's the right thing for retailers. It's the right thing for car buyers.
So Deal Builder is definitely going ahead, providing we have that control over it. Like I said earlier in the video, I don't see it as a massive problem. I do see it as an irritation though. But there is a second problem amongst car dealers, and that is the now seemingly the bigger problem, and that is the overall cost of Autotrader. Like I said, I haven't watched that whole podcast, but I don't believe there is any mention of any plan to reduce the price of Autotrader. I suppose we've all got two options. We either hope that Autotrader reduce their greed, which I don't think is a likely outcome, or we put our time, energy and money into other alternatives. And after watching bits of that podcast, it just reassures me that my plan of action is definitely the way to go.
What do you feel about that guy?
What, Nathan?
Yeah.
The CEO?
Yeah.
Well, to be honest with you, I don't know anything about him. I don't know what his background is. That's literally all I know of the guy is what I see in that video. And my sort of judgment of him in that video is, it's hard. Inconsiderate, unrelatable, and I think that's a massive one. I don't know his background, but has he ever been a car dealer himself? Does he know the car trade? Can we not get someone who is relatable, that understands or has a better connection with people in Autotrader? The dealers want to be heard. They ain't stamping their feet for no reason. It ain't entirely about money. I said to Autotrader the other day when I spoke to him, I said, you know what? I've spoke to you so many times about the cost of your product, and at the end of each one of them phone calls, I always end the phone call with not feeling like I achieved anything. And that frustration is just me, one dealer making that one phone call. Them phone calls are happening everywhere, and every single one of those dealers is not getting the reaction they want. And when you get all these dealers together and they put this frustration forward, and you get that as a reaction, the guy isn't listening. That's what I think. I say all of that, but you can't just judge someone from just watching a little video clip. But I might meet him one day, and I hope I do, Nathan, because I'm sure you'll probably watch this, and it would be interesting to meet you. I'm sure you're a lovely guy, but you just don't seem like you're getting what car dealers are wanting. And they're not doing it because they're one-sided. They're not doing it because they want to take from you. You are publicly showing that you are increasing your already massively overly inflated profit margins year on year. So the conclusion to this situation really is Deal Builder is going ahead. We're going to have to make some effort to work with it, and the price reduction, well, we're yet to find out.